Hey everybody, it's Tiffany here. So I did a video a couple of weeks ago making notepad folios out of Dollar Tree shirt boxes. And it's an idea that I came up with myself. And so I've been thinking about doing something similar, but making a traveler's notebook or a junk journal with the shirt boxes. And I have come up with an idea, and I have that tutorial for you today. I'm super excited about it. Just really quick, I wanted to show you the ones I made last time, and you can check out that video if you're interested. I'll link it below. Super cute. I put little pockets in them, and then yeah, added a little notepad from the Dollar Tree. Also, this one's a little bit different. Whoops, I'm losing my pen there. It's not attached, but that gives you an idea of what's in that video. And I've used slightly different dimensions in this one, so I could put some journals inside. And I was looking for journals. Well, first I'll show you the boxes that I used. The shirt boxes from Dollar Tree, and these are the medium size. They're 9.43 inches by 14.25 inches. I better turn my light on. There we go. So you could take a screenshot of that if you're gonna go shopping for those. Maybe you have some of those at home already in your, your Christmas stuff or whatever. So anyway, as I was saying, I was looking at the dollar store at their journals. Sorry, gotta reach over and grab them. And I found kind of a fun little discovery. They have all kinds of journals. They do have, you might be able to find some planners still. I found this cute little mandala coloring book that I thought could fit in here. But they have these fun little kind of inspirational journals that have scriptures and quotes in them. This one's all about truth. This one talks about joy all throughout it. So I thought, wouldn't that be fun to make it like a little scripture Bible journal, or yeah, just an inspirational journal. But I also found that the Sudoku, like their little puzzle books, are kind of a half-size puzzle book. They are exactly the same size as those journals. So I thought, wouldn't that be fun to make it like a winter self-care relaxation type of notebook, traveler's notebook? I also found this one that just has like a dot grid. Could definitely use that for planning and taking notes, that kind of thing. These ones, sorry, they're sliding off. Just has notes inside. Let's see. But yeah, like we all, I mean, not all, but a lot of us tend to get a little down in the winter. And so I thought, wouldn't that be a fun gift for someone that maybe isn't feeling well or something like that? I'm super excited about this. Let me show you one more journal. So these I actually ordered on Amazon it comes in a box of 16. They're kind of thin, but they are stitched inside. So that is actually ideal. Either stitched or stapled is a little better for a traveler's notebook. But these, I just ripped the cover off, and then you still have the stitching there. And then I can use the cover that I've ripped off like as a template to just, I'll show you, to add some cute paper to that. So if you're wondering what the heck a traveler's notebook is, let me show you. So, I'm not saying that you're going to necessarily travel with this if it's got all the decorations on it. You could. You probably want to add some Mod Podge or something like that. But what a traveler's notebook is that it's got elastic in the binding as to hold your books in. So you can simply take them out, like maybe you finish this. Oh yeah, I didn't show you this one. This is very similar to this Sudoku one, but it's word finds. So, you know, whatever you like, whatever you can find to add that into your traveler's notebook. And this is like inspirational words in it. So how fun is that to go along with the theme of self-care? You know, make you feel a little better about yourself. So I just covered that with, I actually stuck the cute paper onto that cover because these are more of a square glued spine. And then this is the one that I ripped the cover off of, and I just added an extra piece of paper, a cute piece of paper that I cut out to that size of that cover. And the fun thing is, the easy thing, that you don't have to attach it because you don't have to attach it to this paper because your elastic actually just holds it all together for you. So, love this idea. I'm super excited about it. I came up with these idea for using shirt boxes on my own. Show you this one. And of course, you can use any paper you want. You might have some cute paper at home. It doesn't have to be winter themed, certainly. I just had this darling paper that I wanted to use. Let me show you the package if I can find it. Okay. Here is the paper collection that I use. It's Winterland by Echo Park. So cute. Okay. So where was I? Another idea is just to make, obviously you can just do a regular planner type traveler's notebook. You can print off a planner on Etsy that's half size, so you've got like the full month spread out along your sheet that's the lengthwise. I can explain this, and that's the perfect size because these journals are basically pretty close to a sheet of paper folded in half lengthwise. So you might have to trim a tiny bit off the top. I was going to show you this one. Thought they turned out so cute. I just love this snowman paper. I think it's so cute. I've used some kind of like holographic stuff to go with it. Did a little stitching around the edges, and you certainly don't have to do stitching. I think it added a lot to it though. One other idea I had is to make a gratitude journal out of one of your little journals and just jot down what you're thankful for. Just something simple, a couple lines every day. And that's also really good for your self-esteem, for self-care type of thing. Okay. So, little pocket here you could slip whatever into. I need to have a little bit of, these are just notepads from the Dollar Tree. Also, I pulled it in half so it's not so thick. So it can just tuck in there. These pens, let me show you the pens I found at the Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree. Do you guys love the Dollar Tree? I thought those were perfect. I love the dark gray with this, and then this kind of champagne colored, but they had this silver theme. Most of my pens have gold on them, but I was trying to keep kind of a wintry silver theme with this, so I thought those were perfect. All right, sorry I'm talking so much, but I'm so excited about this. So yeah, the neat thing is that once you fill up your book, finish with your book, you can just pull it out and slide a new one in. Put some more cute paper on it if you want to. Some of these are just cute. Already. I love, maybe I used the one that I loved, but that is pretty. If you could find some paper to go with that. You wouldn't even need to cover that necessarily. Let's see, I did add a little, kind of like a double pocket folder here. And I'll probably do a little tutorial on that. So you could put whatever you want inside of that. Lots of pockets there. This paper's so cute. And I added a little pom-pom trim. This one's from Hobby Lobby. This color is perfect with this paper. They also have a green, like a mint green that's similar at Joann's. And then these are from Hobby Lobby also, the giant rickrack. Hopefully they still have them. I've had them for a little while. What else? Made some my cute little felt bow with the jumbo paper clips. I'll link the jumbo paper clips below. And I'm going to do a little tutorial, just a quick little tutorial to show how to make those. My pom-pom or felt ball paper clips for those. So, okay, I think that's all I wanted to say. So, let's get started. These out of the way. And they are pretty simple to close up with the elastic. Set those aside for now. And I've got one shirt box that's almost, partially ready to go. And we want to get rid of some of the extra bulk that's here. So all we need to do is rip those corners apart just like that. And it's okay if they tear a little bit because we're going to cut that off anyway. And what I like to do, you can just try to cut straight across on this line as a guide like that, but I really like to make it more neat and tidy and make sure that the corners meet up well. So I'm just going to line my ruler up on that score line that's already there and then extend it out. Just as easy as that. And then I will cut along that line. Being careful not to cut your corner here. Might have to go up and around that a tiny bit and then cut right on that score line. Just like that. Straight across, and that looks perfect. We don't want them to overlap and we want them to come pretty close together. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say that they do have brown shirt boxes, craft colored, like this color, or they have the white ones at the Dollar Tree, and either one will work. I did use the brown in my last video, just because I like the color with this paper, with the wood grain and stuff like that. But this time I'm going to show you how to do the white, use the white. There's a little trick to it, so I've got those corners all finished. And you can see here, for some reason, I seem to usually have one that doesn't quite, and maybe it's just my cutting abilities, I don't know. Doesn't quite meet up, and I don't want to have a gap right here. You're not going to have very much show. Let's see. Let me show you that again. In the corners, just that much, but if it's right on the end, it is going to show the white, and I don't love that. So I just take one of my little corner scraps that I've just cut off, and I will tuck that inside. Well, not yet. I have to show you what we're doing first with this. And all I do, because if we folded it, scored it and folded it up this way. And by the way, I love this because this box is the perfect size. It's already the right size. So we don't have to trim anything down to make it the right size for our folio, our traveler's notebook. So what I was saying, if we folded it up this way, the white would definitely crack and then show the brown through that, and I've tried that. So what I do is, ta-da, I flip these flaps. You can see I've got a little tear there, but you can glue it down and fix it a little bit. It may not even matter. And I flip these backwards. So then we're going to fold it the other direction so the brown will be showing. You'll have a little tiny bit of white showing through the center, but it's really not noticeable once you cover everything with cute paper. Okay, I'm just gonna use my bone folder to make sure that's all nice and flat. We want this flat and, you know, get rid of some of that bulk, of course, but it is really nice and sturdy once we get it all glued together. So this is the one that I didn't love, and it doesn't look too bad actually. Okay. Not sure, I might just leave it, but let me show you. I just tucked that little piece. I'd put a little glue on it. And just put it in that corner right there. And that way you don't see the white in the corner. And like I said, only about that much is going to show. Oop, it's pushing it. Flaps are pushing it back, so I'm gonna let that dry for a second. I might need to trim up a bit, but that looks okay. All right, and then all we need to do is, start on this side while that's drying, is glue our flaps down. And I like to go right along that edge, pretty close to the edge, but not too close. Whoops. See if I can get my glue to work. Okay. I probably should sit down, make it easier. My chairs are all covered with supplies and stuff. Okay. There we go. Just like that, and then add a little more glue in the center. And first one is glued. So you'll do that to each flap. Simply gluing it down, making sure it's nice and flat. And this side is dry. That looks better. All right, and I've got one here that's already dry, ready to go. I do like to let that glue set for about 5 minutes, so it's not going to warp when you try to score it and bend it. And here are our measurements for the scoring. So we're going to have 2 spines and then a flap and then the front section. So we want to start at 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 is right there. And you can glue it. I mean, you can score it before you glue it. I've decided that I feel like it folds a little bit better if you score it after you glue it. So 4 3/4. But it is harder, obviously, to get through this double thickness here. So push really hard here and then lighten it up when you go through the center. But you've got to still connect that. Okay, and I hold my bone folder more flat rather than up like this, because you're gonna maybe rip the edge if you're holding it up. And I didn't mention, you might find a little more detailed instruction in my last video, but if you don't have a scoreboard, you can use your paper cutter, paper trimmer, and a stylus. This is a stylus from the Dollar Tree. And this larger ball end, you can just simply place your paper where you want it to be, obviously, and then score it here. And this will go right down that groove where you're cutting your paper, where you would cut your paper. And you might actually have a scoring blade if you have a paper trimmer, or you could get one, which would be probably cheaper than buying a scoreboard. Okay, 4 3/4 and then 5 1/2. This will make our left spine. Okay, I'm gonna go over this one again. Oop. See, I don't like that sound. I'm afraid that kind of rips the end of the paper. Alrighty. Oh, I don't know if you can see that note. You might want to take a screenshot of that. That way you won't have to go through the video again to find the dimensions. And then one at 11 1/4. There. And I think you could put 3 journals in if you wanted to, if you made your spines a little bit bigger. Okay, that doesn't look quite straight for some reason. Yeah, there we go. Ugh, hopefully I didn't mess that up too bad. Might be easier for you to score it before you glue it, but the thing with that is this box, when it's not glued, is bigger than your scoreboard, so you have to kind of move it back and forth. And then also it makes your scores like in different directions once you fold it back over, if that makes sense. Instead of pushing out, it's pushing in, and that's why I don't feel like it folds quite as well. Okay, I'm gonna go over that one more time. That looks good. And then at 12 inches. So you've got your 2 spines there. I have to kind of keep an eye on that. Might help to make a little mark at the bottoms of the, you know, the grooves that you're going for. I don't know. Okay. Didn't do a great job on that one. But you get the idea, hopefully. Let's take a look at the back and make sure that they're clearly, you can see them clearly. I feel like that means you've done a good job on it. I think I'll go over this first one more time. Okay. Now what we need to do is fold those lines, obviously, and we don't want to just like totally fold them over flat because it will still crack a little bit. What I like to do is either use my ruler and hold it right in that groove, right next to that groove, and carefully bend it up. But what I've found is a little bit easier is using my scoreboard and placing that. Sometimes it's harder for me to see depending on the lighting, but looks good here. That makes a nice crisp edge. So I'm going to gently work that up. I think I have decided that if you let your glue sit for more than an hour or two here, where you've glued the flaps down, it cracks more. So I try to do it all, you know, within a few minutes of that glue drying. So I've had some that cracked and some that didn't crack. Okay, that's all you need to do, and we'll do that on all 4 of our groove score lines. Just like that. That actually fits right around that. It's kind of nice. You might have a different scoreboard. But yeah, just gently work that in, and that's as much as we need to fold it, and then we can, that looks pretty good. I didn't get any cracking on that one. Okay, I'll turn it this way. Go ahead and do those two off camera. And this is my last one. And what I'm trying to do here is where I can see a little bulge where the two, right here, where the double thickness ends. I'm trying to use my what's this thing called? And just rub against that spot that I can see bulging a little bit there. And yeah, now I'm not sure what I just said, that they don't seem to crack as much if you do it before your glue dries a lot, but you know what? This one sat overnight, the glue, and I was afraid it would crack, and it has not cracked at all, so I don't know. Okay, and I want it to go this direction. For some reason I like the flap on the right. You could probably do it either way. This makes more sense to me because I'm right-handed. Oh, and then I do like to just kind of take a look and make sure that the corners all look square. Those look good. This one I'm going to push, just gently push in a little bit this way. Okay, and that's ready to be decorated. So I've got my papers already cut here. Let's see. I think I'll start on the inside. Cute little snowman. And I'll get my little papers for the cut sizes. You can take a screenshot of that too if you want to. This is just for the pocket on the left side. Okay, and all we're going to do is glue these, and I do like to use glue just because it gives me more wiggle room to get it in the right spot. I've got a pencil mark there. Erase that. Don't know how I did that. And then also I love, gosh, I thought I had that done and I don't, to use my just an emery board, and I would normally do this like on the edge of my countertop because it doesn't hurt it. I can't do it on my table, but I would just go like that and file the edges of my paper to give it that little distressed look. It's not quite as easy to do here, sorry. But you get the idea, and I can do it really quick. Just hold that right on the edge of my countertop. I'm gonna hurry and do all those. Okay, so I've sanded one and not the other, and you can see the difference here. I don't know. I just think it really adds a lot of charm, a little vintagey distressed look. You can also ink your edges. But I tend to like to ink, depending on how dark the paper is or how light, I would ink like a white paper probably. So go ahead and glue that piece down at least, just to give you an idea. Of course, gluing paper is not rocket science, and you can skip ahead if you want. I'll just do this. Just do a couple of pieces. Get my glue going here. I do put my glue in a frosting bottle. It's easier to squeeze for me, and it doesn't get clogged up as easily. And I do decorate cookies, so I already have this frosting bottle. I really like it. But this is art glitter glue, my favorite crafting glue. I can link that below. It dries quickly and it's really strong. It works for like lace or oops, whatever you're gluing together. Okay, a little through the center. That should be good. And I am not worrying about the direction with this paper, but I have with most the other papers in this collection, worried about the direction I'm putting it. Of course, the snowman needs to be right side up. Okay, that looks good. And let me just use my bone folder again. That's what it's called. Where is, there it is. Smooth that down a little bit. Get those edges adhered really well. Okay, and then let's see. What else do I want to do here? Oh, I need to show you the corner. I do like to round my corners on the flap. So this is We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. It cuts through heavyweight materials. I probably need to empty it out, but anyway. And I'm just going to chomp that corner and this corner. I think that really adds to the cuteness level. And I've got my little flap piece. Oh, I should explain this to you a little bit. One front piece, that's right here. I'm gonna put my snowman here. And I have stitched some of these already. I think that totally makes it so cute. Of course, that's optional. Did I already say that? Sorry, I filmed this video. Like, this is my third time trying to film this video. I've had some problems. So if I repeat myself, that's why. I don't know what I've said in this video and what I said in the other ones. But, okay, two for the center and the back. So here and here. So those are the same size. 2 flaps here and the front. 4 spines. 2 here and 2 on the outside, and then your pockets that go here. And those are I mean, they don't have to be exactly that size. I'll show you when I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and move those out of my way for now. And then I just go ahead and glue all of those pieces on there. Let's see. This one goes on the outside, this one. We also need to round the corners of that. So we'll just round that corner and that corner, just like we did with the other one. Okay. I'll probably go ahead and distress the edges of all of these. And you want to just make sure that you have an equal sized little bit of a border all the way around. You may need to trim if it's not looking right to you, but also you don't want it to be on your score mark. You want to be just a 1/16 of an inch away from your score mark so it will fold, so your paper is not right on your fold. So I glued that there, and I do like to make sure that this piece lines up with that piece, so cut it from the same spot. I think that's cute. And I'll put this one here. And then for your pockets, you can use just some scraps. This was actually a scrap, and they each need to be about 3 inches wide. And this one maybe is a smidge more, maybe 3 1/4. Just like that. And then maybe I'll go ahead, glue that, and show you the pocket. I was really feeling down a few weeks ago, and I thought, okay, oops, I need to do some crafting. And it definitely cheers me up in the winter. I'm getting glue everywhere, but I do love this glue because if you get it somewhere you don't want it, it really doesn't, really don't notice it. It dries totally clear and like matte, so it's not shiny. Okay, that looks good. It's hard for me to get my head under here. Okay, did get a little extra glue there. I'll just wipe it there for. And I did use my my circle punch, a big circle punch. I think this is 2 inches. And you could use anywhere probably between 1.5 to 3 inches wide circle punch. And I just cut a little notch out of it like that, about 1/3 of the way in. Just like that. To make your little notch for your pocket. And then I would just glue only on the top and this side and the bottom. Obviously you want this open to be your pocket to tuck things in, so I'll hurry and do that. And if you have stitched it, you might need a little extra glue. And I salvaged this piece from another book, so it's kind of got some ripped edges going on, but that's okay, right? I didn't want to use up another full sheet of my snowman, my favorite paper from this collection, just to make a pocket. And you've got to make sure that those two, oh, that needs to go up a little. There we go. Oh, yeah. I didn't get my pocket quite as long as the underneath piece. Okay, that looks pretty good. Not too bad. Okay. And I should have sanded that edge a little more. That would be cute, but that's okay. Don't want you to have to watch me do everything here. Okay, and then I'm going to pinch those together just a little bit, so we'll have a little more room in our pocket. Make sure that looks good. Okay, and then I glue this one on, and let me show you, glue those both on. This one is where we're going to punch our holes, and so I'm going to do a little extra glue on the ends within about 1 inch, just to reinforce, to make that really strong right there where we're going to punch our holes. And go ahead and go all the way down, and some extra glue here. And then I'll just work that in a little bit. We'll add a little more, so it's really covered there. And this glue does dry pretty quick. Okay, that looks good. Go right along that side. Got my glue all goobered up. Okay, just like that. Try to get that right in the center of those score marks the best you can. Oh, yeah, I didn't, as you can see, I didn't sand the edges of that, and I think I would like it better if I did, but I'm not going to take the time. Just like that, and that's ready to be punched. Have some holes punched in it. Okay, for the flap here, I went ahead and glued that piece on. For the flap, we want to tuck our rickrack trim underneath it. Let's see, I used the pink on this because it really, I love how it looks against this paper, but with the snowman, I don't feel like the pink shows up as much. Put the snowman on the front. Oh, it's not bad actually. I think I like the white better, but I think you could use either one. So I'll just trim off a piece that's about that length. Maybe a little extra for now, and then we can always trim it some more later. So I'll glue that under there. Let's see. So I'm going to glue along this side.